Hi guys, Matt Hancock's here and welcome to your final video of your 28-day journey. I really hope that you've enjoyed these videos and enjoyed the educational content of this program, and you really get into grips with the nutrition and the functional nutrition and how to really boost the health of your system via the good quality nutrients that you're getting from your food. So what we're going to do is just discuss last week's video, which was about balancing blood sugars, and then we'll get into micronutrients. So last week we were talking about balancing blood sugars and why it's so important for health and for weight loss. If you can remember, basically blood sugar or glucose is the fuel that keeps your body and brain running. Yeah. So our body produces two hormones that are responsible for controlling the amount of sugar in our blood. One's called insulin, which is on the left here, and one's called glucagon. Okay. Now, these two hormones work in opposite ways. So where insulin decreases, then the sugar in your blood, then glucagon increases it. Okay. So insulin tells the body to take excess sugar and store it in the liver and in the muscle cells, and then anything left over gets converted into fat, while glucagon will instruct the body to take excess fat and convert it back to blood sugar for fuel for the body. Now, what we want to do then, therefore, is get more glucagon, because that's going to mobilize, and reduce the insulin, because that's the fat storage hormone. We do this, or we discussed with our macronutrient ratio. Yeah, so macronutrients can provide the fuel to live, but we need to get it in the right macronutrient breakdown so we don't get these big spikes in blood sugar. So what we've been doing on the program so far is that we had 40% carbohydrates, 30% good fats, and 30% protein. Protein is important to eat with every meal as it stimulates the release of glucagon. So the release of glucagon, as we've said, is critical to get your body assessing or accessing its fat stores as a fuel source. If you eat too many carbohydrates on their own, you'll just get this big spike here, which in the short term will give you a good energy rush, but in the long term will get you tired and sleepy and sluggish as you'll begin to store fat sort of around your hips and stomach. Yeah. Fats, and why we have essential fats on this diet, and tell you to avoid low fat or fat-free products, is because they're important to buffer the speed of release of carbohydrate into the bloodstream. So what this means is that your blood sugar levels will stabilize. So the key is to eat the right balance of carbohydrates, proteins and fats, and eat frequently through the day in order to balance your blood sugars. In a nutshell, that's basically it. We obviously give you the foods to avoid and the foods to increase into your diet. We've gone through all that, so hopefully you've really got to grips with that now. And I want to talk to you about micronutrients, because micronutrients, in the correct balance of micronutrients, is really, really important, as it ensures the good health at a cellular level. So whereas macronutrients is your energy and your fuel, micronutrients is the health of the cells. Okay, so it's really important that we get to grips and really understand the importance behind the micronutrients. Okay, so what are micronutrients? Basically, micronutrients are the vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, and water. So vitamins, there are two types of vitamins. So water-soluble vitamins, which include vitamin C and B group vitamins, and fat-soluble vitamins, which is A, D, E, and K. Now, vitamins are present in sort of fresh fruits, vegetables, and to some extent in seafoods, eggs, nuts, oils, seeds. Okay, and they're needed in sort of minor quantities, but if these minor quantities are not supplied through our daily diet, then it can result in a variety of deficiency disorders. Okay, so moving on to minerals, there are a variety of minerals needed from the body, again in small quantities, but things like calcium, phosphorus, sodium, potassium, magnesium, zinc, iron, selenium, all these are minerals that our body uses, and it's extremely important for various metabolic functions that take place within our bodies. They're also important for strong bones and teeth, healthy skin, bright eyes, healthy hair, intellectual sharpness, because what you've got to remember is if we're improving the health of our cells, we're improving the health of our tissues, organs, and the health of our body, and that comes through the right supply of vitamins and minerals to the cells. So deficiency of minerals will cause disorders as well. Minerals can be found in fresh or dried fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, meats, and eggs. Okay. So, what are essential fatty acids? Now, essential fatty acids, okay, they're considered the building blocks of the membranes for every cell in our body. The term essential means that our bodies do not produce these acids, therefore we must consume them in foods that we eat. Now, studies have indicated that the proper balance of omega-3 to omega-6 is needed by our bodies if we're to use them efficiently. In Western cultures, a lot of our food will contain adequate supply of vitamin 6, but often lacks omega-6, but often lacks omega-3. So we would need to look at getting omega-3 from oily fish, so salmon, mackerel, sardines. Also avocados, nuts, seeds, coconut oil. Having cold oil on your vegetables, on your salads is a great way of increasing your omega-3. But you do need quite a lot of omega-3. You need around about 1 gram for every % body fat that you have, and that's going to be quite difficult to get just from the foods you eat. So we might need to look at supplementing to some degree. So we'll be talking about that in a little while. So moving on to the last micronutrient I'd like to be talking to you about, and that's water. Now, water makes up more than 2/3 of the human body weight. So without water we would die within a few days. So I think you can take from that it's probably quite important. Now, you have about 2 to 3 litres of water a day generally, but if you want to do your calculation for what you actually need in litres per day based on your weight, then you can do this quite simple calculation down the bottom here. So your weight in kilos, multiply that by 0.033, and that will equal the litres per day that you would require to function properly. Yeah. So water then is obviously, as I said, is very, very essential for all body to make sure that all body functions run smoothly. Yeah. So wastes are removed when we sweat, when we go to the toilet. Our body temperature and our joints are protected from stress and impacts such as running, and these are just a few functions obviously operating in our system by water, but you definitely need to make sure that we've got enough water in there. It maintains the skin's firmness and health. So as we get old, we lose water, and therefore skin loses its flexibility and radiance. And if you've got dehydration or dehydrated skin, it just kind of sags, and you do look quite old. So get enough water in your system to kind of flush out all those toxins and keep your body functioning as good as it can do. So what I'd like to go into now is a little bit more about sleep. If you look at the top here, we've got we should be going to bed around about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and sleep is really important. I mean, lack of sleep is something that can really stop weight loss dead in its tracks. It has a real adverse effect on your overall health and well-being, and it's so important, but yet so overlooked in weight loss material out there, and we're going to go into sleep quite a lot in our follow-on program, which is the 8-week body redesign. We go into sleep and the importance of sleep and controlling your stress levels for physical and psychological repair, but also to help with weight loss. So stay tuned for that one. We also need to make sure, as we know, we've got our 5 meals a day, and that the 5 meals a day have a nice macronutrient balance to balance your blood sugars. Alright, so this kind of shows the importance of micronutrients and sums it up really nicely, I think. So, why do we need supplements? Obviously, supplements do form quite a big part of our nutritional protocol, and you know, what you've got to remember is that every day the body needs vitamins and minerals to run the cells. It needs the essential fatty acids to coat the cell membranes. It needs antioxidants to minimize the harmful effects of free radicals, which create oxidative damage. And you know, it would be really nice to think that we could meet all our daily requirements from nutrition alone, but it's just not the case. Okay, and I want to go into more detail now as to why that's so. Basically, we have generally a very poor diet and lifestyle. Now, hopefully you'll get into grips with what a good, healthy diet and lifestyle is all about. But in the most part, diets are designed for taste buds, not health. Yeah, even diet clubs out there, like their diet foods, they're all kind of make food for taste buds. So, you know, I've said before that Slimming World and Weight Watchers and the products that they have out there are not designed to improve your health one bit. They're designed for you to keep going back, be addictive, and keep going back and buying more, regardless of the effect it has on your health and metabolism. Okay, they have excess sugar, additives, salt, bad fats. Basically, anything that says fat-free or low-fat is gonna be a chemical shitstorm. It's going to upset the metabolic process of your body. So the diet in general is pretty poor. Okay, now what I mentioned, I have mentioned this in the first video that we talked about, but basically we've got to the stage now in the Western world where we've got type B malnutrition, and this is generally where we are eating. It's not that we've got lack of food, but we've certainly got a lack of nutrients. Lack of nutrients in the food that we're eating. Yeah, so this deficiency we've sort of known as type B malnutrition, type A being starvation, and basically it means that we're being overfed but malnourished through a complete lack of nutrients in our systems. Now, this type of malnutrition is rampant in the Western world, and it's responsible for a host of health challenges. Okay, what we've got to remember is that you need to be eating good quality calories, and it's got nothing to do with the quantity of the calories that you're eating and the quality that you're expending. Okay, not if you haven't got the food right in the first place. Once you've got your food right and you've got good quality nutrients going into your system, then you can look at the calories that you're consuming. But unless you've got the right food going in, calorie control is pointless. It's about as pointless as the point system. Okay, so we've got to move on from that way of thinking and start looking at the nutrition and the quality of the nutrients that we're putting into our systems. If you remember that food cravings lead people to poor food choices, so craving for chocolate will be lack of magnesium, if you remember from the first video, a lack of basically cravings for sugar are going to be lack of chromium in the system and also sulfur. So we're looking to increase nuts and seeds, legumes and fruit to make sure that we've got enough magnesium. So green leafy veg is fantastic for this. For sulfur and chromium we need broccoli, chicken, cauliflower, cabbage, sweet potatoes, spinach, liver, all those good foods that are going to curb those cravings. There's obviously other cravings apart from sugary foods and chocolate, but they tend to be the prime culprits when people following diets. The other ones are kind of refined carbs like breads and toast and pastas and things. And what we need is enough fish, nuts, beans, legumes, high protein foods, and that will reduce those cravings remarkably well. So you can reduce cravings simply by the food that you eat, making sure the food you eat is highly nutritious, supplying your body with the food that it wants. Yeah, so it's not willpower. You don't need the willpower to survive a diet, because your diet should be supplying you with good quality nutrients that there's no willpower necessary. You just feel good on it. And then yes, you can have a cheat, but if it's strategic, so i.e. like this plan after 21 days every 7 days, then there's nothing to worry about. Yeah. Okay, so modern day farming. Modern day farming has depleted the minerals in the soil. So, over the last 100 years in Europe, 72% of the minerals have been lost. So it's just we're not turning the soil around anymore. Okay, pesticides are sprayed on the soils to protect the. Well, it's designed to kill the bugs and mice and rats. But what's happening is that it's destroying the microorganisms in the soil. So, because it's now reduced, and this isn't anything new. I mean, it's been on all the papers. These dangers are now lurking in our fruit and veg. So, 50% of lettuce leaves contain more than 7 pesticides, I think it is, and 78% of apples contain pesticides. 78. So we're consuming this cocktail of pesticides, which can be stored in our fat tissues for years. And if it's stored in our fat tissues, because that's a protection mechanism to protect our bodies. Yeah, I mean, look at this guy in the top right. He's so cladded out to protect himself, but he's spraying the food that we're then going to put into our bodies. Right? It's beggars belief, really. It really is. So not only is the soil not containing the right amount of micronutrients anymore, and we're overspraying with pesticides, okay, we're also harvesting too early. So the way to avoid, obviously, the pesticides is to go organic, but because the soils are still lacking in the nutrient quality, and we're harvesting early, so the phytonutrients that are in the root of the fruits and the roots of the fruit can't get into the fruit, because they go up when it's ripened, and because they're picked too early, it's lacking nutritional quality, and it does affect the taste as well. But as consumers, we want this stuff all year round. We don't want it to be seasonal, and so this is why it's harvested so early, and then it goes into cold storage, where it's stored for days, weeks, or even months, depending on the type of the crop. This is obviously commercially advantageous. They can sell fruit, as I say, all year round. But what you've got to remember is foods lose their nutrition every day once they're picked. So they're not getting the right minerals from the soil. They're not getting the right phytonutrients because they're harvested too early, and then they're in cold storage for long periods of time, which is meaning that the nutrition that they do have, although lacking from what it used to be, is now depleting every day. Okay, the average orange today has 60% less vitamin C than it did just 50 years ago, and it's because of this process. We also have a depletion. Many types of drugs will deplete nutrients in your body, or destroy friendly bacteria, which is one of the reasons why we get you to go onto a probiotic after you've done the cleanse. So you go on a probiotic after you've done the cleanse because you want to replace all the good healthy bacteria into your gut. This sort of forms a starting point for the digestion of your system, which when we talk about digestion and intestinal health later on, again in the follow-on program, you'll really see that it's the starting point for weight loss and indeed your immune system. So a healthy gut will be a healthy immune system, which is a healthy body, and therefore you'll shed fat. So a lot of what you're going to be doing in the follow-on program is coming from the digestive health, and that's what the cleanse is all about. This first stage of your 3-step process on your weight loss journey is all about cleansing your system and getting it prepped, ready to shift loads and loads of weight. So vitamin and mineral deficiency then, it kind of sums it up. Basically we've got poor food, poor diets, we've got lack of nutrients within the soil, and what that's doing is it's leading into a hormone imbalance. So women are getting kind of hot flushes, mood swings, headaches, irritable, they might have weight gain, premature aging, and osteoporosis. Okay, all these things are because of hormone imbalance, and hormone imbalance is because of the lack of vitamins and minerals that are getting into their bodies. Men, they could have abdominal fat, decreased sex drive, difficulty sleeping, depression, poor concentration, and again, all because of lack of mineral deficiency. What it leads to, as we know, hormonal imbalance leads to weight gain, and excessive weight gain as well. And that's why we're trying to balance out your hormones by supplying your cells the right micronutrient balance, and making sure that we're giving yourself the right macronutrient balance to balance your blood sugars, so that we can get your body ticking over really, really healthily. So what we need to do is harmonise these bad boys, yeah? We need to harmonise these hormones, and the only way we can do that is by supplementing with a really good vitamin and mineral. The Nature Sunshine Super Supplemental is by far the best. They do have other ones, but this is the top one for me. It has 35 essential vitamins and minerals, all at the RDA, some surpassing RDA, and it's phenomenal. And what it will do is create a nice healthy being, harmonizing your hormones and fill in the gaps that even if we're having organic food and a really healthy diet like you're following on this program, you will still have gaps in your nutrition because of what we've just been discussing about the minerals, crops being harvested too early, cold storage, so just lack of nutrients even in the healthiest organic foods. So it's vitally important that we get a multivitamin. Okay, so moving on to the next, and we're going to be talking now about omega-3, and omega-3s are so important, right? Our usual diet does not contain enough essential fatty acid, which, as I mentioned, is responsible for building the membrane of each and every cell. Okay, so this is important since the cellular membrane needs to be permeable. It needs to let messages inside and outside of the cell. So if you don't get enough good quality fats in your diet, your cell membranes are most likely not functioning, meaning that critical messages can't get in and out, so waste can't get out and nutrients can't get in. Yeah, so it's really important that we have good amounts of omega-3. The other benefits of omega-3 are that it reduces fat cravings. Okay, it also balances out your blood sugars, which we know from the last video is so important to weight loss. It improves your memory and concentration, which is a bonus, but key with omega-3, if you're having the right quantities, it will turn on the fat burning gene and it will turn off the fat storing gene. It's genius. It's like a fat loss pill, okay, but a healthy one at that. So basically, if you take 9 to 12 of these tablets a day, then while you're trying to lose weight, and then you go to sort of 4 to 6 on a maintenance level. As I say, we need about 1 gram for every % body fat. So if you had, say, on average 35% body fat, that's 35 pills. You'd be done this in this. You'd be gone through this lot in 2 days. Okay, so you've got to make sure that you're having coconut oil, you're having oily fish, or at least three meals a day. You're having plenty of nuts and seeds and avocado. Putting olive oil on your onto your fruits and onto your vegetables and salads, and you make sure you get enough omega-3 in. It's an anti-inflammatory as well, which is fantastic if you're doing a high intensity exercise. So definitely number 2 essential supplement. Okay. I want you to understand that our cells are constantly under attack from toxins and free radicals. Okay, I'm hoping that you kind of got that picture from the first 2 videos, but you must understand that this goes on. Okay, they constantly hit the interior of the cell like a pinball in a slot machine. Okay, so it's creating untold damage to your cells. Now, it is this interior cellular damage, right, created by free radicals, is one of the primary causes for aging and cellular degeneration. Now, for some of you may not have heard what free radicals are, but they are, as Lester Packer says, they are the major culprit in the aging process itself. And that's from his book, The Antioxidant Miracle, which, if you do get a chance to read it, it's a phenomenal read. Basically, free radicals are unstable molecules, so they begin to break down the integrity of the cell. They can be neutralized by an antioxidant, so I'm going to show you what that means in a second. Okay, so just go on to this slide. Basically, what you need to know is about what free radicals are doing. It's basically called oxidation. Okay, if you think of what oxygen does to this apple, okay, oxygen is degrading the apple. It's damaging the cells and it's killing the cells, and therefore it's aging the apple. That's exactly what free radicals do to our bodies from a cellular level. Okay, so what causes this? So basically, obviously the sun, sunbeds, poor foods, toxins, pollution, stress, all these can trigger destabilizing molecules. Now, what happens is that free radicals are particles, so they attack the body's cells, damaging or killing them, and it's increased through oxygen. So we will actually increase it when we're training, because the increase in oxygen consumption during heavy workload can increase 10 to 20 times. It can actually increase 100 to 200 times in real high stressed exercise, okay, within the muscle fibers. I'm going to show you here what that means. Basically, if you look at free radical damage on the left hand side and intensity of exercise on the bottom. Now, as the intensity of exercise increases, free radical damage increases. So with free radical damage comes increased risk of illness and disease, slow recovery from exercise and injury, and aging. But you don't want to reduce the intensity of exercise, because the intensity of exercise has to be such that it's going to give you that afterburn effect, which we talked about in Movement That Matters. So what we've got to do is just be aware that free radicals damage is bad, but we want to keep our intensity of exercise up, so therefore what we need to do is prevent the free radical damage that's going on. Okay? And this is how we do it. Okay? Zambroza. Zambroza is an antioxidant. So antioxidants, you will get good supply of antioxidants in your fruit and vegetables, but again, not enough. Okay? Zambroza is 3 times more potent than the next best available antioxidant on the market. And the reason it's so good is basically it will neutralize the free radical. So a free radical, if you look on this on the right hand side here, free radical is trying to get an electron from healthy cells. So they're unstable molecules, and they begin to break down the integrity of other cells in order to stabilize themselves. Yeah, but Zambroza or antioxidants, what antioxidants have is a surplus of electrons, and they can afford to just hand one over. So they kind of hand one over to the free radical, neutralizing the free radical, and that becomes a healthy cell. So it simply donates one of its spare electrons, yeah? So supplementing with a high quality antioxidant ensures that neutralizing of the harmful free radicals take place at a cellular level, and cellular damage is then minimized. Alright? So the more antioxidants you have, the less free radical damage, and so therefore you are essentially reducing the aging process that's going on. Awesome. So Zambroza, what's so good about Zambroza is it actually is a phenomenal tasting drink. So it's no hardship to have at all. It's very concentrated fruits. So it will increase your energy. It's a powerful anti-aging. It has powerful anti-aging benefits, as I've reiterated. It boosts your immune system. It reduces inflammation, which therefore protects against disease, because all known diseases come from inflammation. Yeah, it helps recovery from injuries, which is great. Helps health and longevity. It's good for all the family. So I've got young daughters, and they take Zambroza. They also take a multivitamin and omega in like a wine gum type form that Nature's Sunshine do, which is amazing. So they're so essential that to all of us. They're like what we call the daily essentials. So multivitamins and minerals, because you just simply don't get it in your diet. Omega-3, because you want the communication of your cells, and also it's anti-inflammatory, great for brain concentration. And then antioxidants to prevent the free radical damage. So those three are your daily essentials, and I said that the whole family should be taking it. Everybody should be taking it. By drinking this juice, you're not only going to protect yourself and protect your arteries, your brain cells. You're literally, every part of your body is going to be protected from oxidation. So you're going to maximize and optimize your health and energy levels with something that, quite frankly, tastes gorgeous. It's just a juice drink. So you can take it once or twice a day. You just take a shot. On training days, you definitely should take it after you've trained. So you might take one in the morning and one after you train, or then you might take it one in the morning or one at night on other days. But once or twice a day will be enough, and you will really reduce the amount of times you're ill. I take Zambroza daily. I'm hardly ever ill, even though I work in a studio and people often come into the gym, and they might have colds. I very rarely get it off them. My family have all just had colds, and I didn't get touched. I had made sure that I had enough Zambroza, and if I'm in close quarters, so if my family, if my wife's got a cold, then I just make sure that I up my Zambroza and up my vitamin C, and therefore it tends to keep it at bay. If it does get hold of me, it goes very quickly. I tend to get rid of colds within 48 hours easy, and it's just because I protect my system like this. My wife's coming around to it thankfully now, and so she's doing the same thing. But when you've got young children, they do pick up colds very easily from schools, so definitely get some Zambroza in them. Right? It will protect them, protect you, protect your whole family, protect all your loved ones from diseases, and boost the health. So hopefully what you did from the first video is that you got your free did your free lifestyle analysis. So what I want you to do is grab your free lifestyle analysis reports. If you haven't sent them to me already, then I want you to get your reports now. Make sure that you've got it in front of you, or if you haven't got it in front of you now, you have a look after this short video, and just have a look at what your key supplement was. If you remember from the first video, I wanted you to look at your body systems and see if there was a kink in your chain. So to see if there was you're only as strong as your weakest link, and one of your body systems, so one of your links in your chain, might need a little bit of extra help to boost your health and therefore boost your fat loss, and ensure that we don't hit any plateaus going forward. So if you remember, if you haven't done it, then you must do it now. Okay, straight after this video you must do it, but hopefully you've done it already, and so you would have clicked the boxes. got your report, which will tell you what key system or key supplement you need, based on which body system needs a little bit of extra help. So if you need to boost your intestinal system or your circulatory system or your digestive system, then you would have been given a suggested product, key system product, to help with that system. So for instance, intestinal, you may you need bowel build. If it was a problem with your digestive system, then you would need the Proactozyme. Okay, they do give you some good details on here, but obviously we've got some great protocols which will give you some more information on just why you need the extra support. So what I'd like you to do from this stage forward is make sure you go into our second stage, which is direct aid and having your daily essentials. So you want to be having your super supplemental, your omega-3 and your Zambrosa, supplementing with a high quality multivitamin, essential fatty acids and a high quality antioxidant. They form what we call daily essentials, and this is really your daily nutrient intake which will help run the health of each and every cell in your body. So if you're serious about your health and you're serious about weight loss, now's the time when you're going to start shedding weight. Your body right this minute after doing a cleanse is set up perfectly to lose weight. You need to make sure that you do this so that you can really get some fat melting going on. If you don't do it, then you are going to be a little bit limited going forward on your progress. So as well as that, I want you to take your key system product, whatever it was that you needed. So if you don't need anything, great, just take your daily essentials. But if you were advised to take a key system product, grab that, and then that's going to be what we call your 90-day protocol. So what I'd like you to do is take this out for 90 days. And what's great about Nature's Sunshine is this is their 90-day protocol, and if at the end of the 90 days and you redo your lifestyle analysis, there's no improvement, they will actually give you your money back. That's how confident they are in the quality of their product, and that's why we use them, because of the integrity and quality of their products. They give such great assurances, and you know, I can't say enough about how good they are. I started putting them using Nature's Sunshine. I switched from other supplements once I realized that there's very few organic supplements out there. So I was taking what I thought was a good supplement at the time, but actually it was just synthetic and full of buffers. Once I made the switch, the improvements in my health and my energy levels and just my overall physique was amazing, and that's just based on these supplements. So, you know, get into it. Now, if you do do the 90-day protocol, what I'd like you to do is you will actually gain free access into my diet club. Okay, now my diet club gives you over 12 weight loss coaching videos, just like the ones you've been doing on this program so far, that goes into a much more detailed information about the body systems and how to lose weight. And we also have the live forum, so you can get hold of me 24/7. You can also speak to any of the other members. We can kind of keep in touch and support each other. There will also be handouts, exercise programs, recipes, and it's going to be a great online coaching club. Okay, so I want you to have that absolutely free of charge for doing the 90-day protocol and taking hold of your health and taking the health of you and your loved ones really seriously and moving forward. If you want to do a little bit more with me right now, then what I suggest is that you move on to our second stage, which is the 8-week body redesign. So this has your 90-day protocol in it, but then what we do is we talk about manipulating your nutrition a little bit, introducing some other exercise programs, some other meal plans that will really start melting the fat to go alongside your 90-day program. So this is really the stage 2 of our 3-step system. We'll give you extra books on goal setting to make sure you keep on the straight and narrow. Obviously we'll look quite deeply into the digestive and intestinal health because it's key. Gut health is key for weight loss, and like I mentioned before, sleep and stress, which is another element, that lifestyle element that is really overlooked by a lot of coaches out there. And because I take a holistic approach to my fitness coaching and my weight loss coaching, you know, these three systems here are phenomenal at once you get it right, and really shifting some weight and changing your shape. So that's the stage 2 if you want to get hold of that. Now, this 8-week body redesign program is normally $147, but you'll get an upgrade price because you've already done the 28-day fat furnace. So you'll get an upgrade price, and it will be reduced to £97. Okay. Even better, if you can introduce a friend to my 28-day fat furnace, then you'll pay just £67. Alright, so that can happen. It has to be done within the next 30 days though. So for that to get at that price, you have to order it within the next 30 days. Otherwise, it is available for you to pick up anytime if you want to work on the 8-week one at a later stage. Alternatively, just grab your 90-day protocol, gain access to our VIP members diet club, and continue your journey with us. I'm really excited about taking you forward. I'm so happy that you spent this 28 days really sort of learning a little bit more, taking your health a little bit more seriously. Not only the nutritional content, but also, you know, how to exercise for real good gains as well. So, you know, congratulations on getting through this first program. I wish you luck in what you do, and I really hope that I can work with you further. Take care. Bye bye.